GP in Jacksonville, Florida. From the International Karting Federation Sprint Grand Nationals, the Entertainment Sports Programming Network presents the IKF National Championship Junior Rookie.
Under intermittently wet skies from Jacksonville, Florida, the site of the International Karting Federation Grand National Sprint event, this is Chuck Hammond along with Gus TRAEDER.
We're getting ready now for one of the most colorful races that is in karting, and we just get lumps in our throat every time we see these guys run.
Yeah, you know, I hate to call these kids rookies. They aren't rookies. They're novices, perhaps. However, they're fantastic little drivers. They just do a great job. And when you see them out here and you watch their moves, you just have to say, hey, these kids could be in Indianapolis or Formula One or somewhere down the line where big racing is concerned. They're just great young men. Would you like to give us a lineup today?
All right, Chuck, these kids are from 9 to 12 years of age. These are the starting point in karting, and this is the rookies. On the pole with fast time, number 3, Joey Rodriguez with a time of 40.461 seconds. Outside's number 46, Michael Salvatore. Running third is number 43, Kenny Francis. Starting fourth from New York, number 28, Sal Noto Jr. In fifth is number 4, Joey Shapiro. In sixth is number 8, Jessie Samples Jr. In seventh is last year's champion, number 1, Matt Reed. In eighth is number 17, Mark Reed. And in ninth is number 19, Derek Burris. And 10th, 38, Tim Koscher. We have a start, Chuck.
Yes,
What's the story here?
They look very good. They got into that corner right after rain, and I was really afraid that they might have problems in that Monza. But these great little drivers have straightened out that track beautifully. 28, Noto, started fourth, has moved into the first position. And there he is. He's a tough little charger out there, and he's running in the lead position right now. I have to agree with you. He's a super sharp young man. I talked to him the other day. He's very, very bright. And he told one of the National Karting Association people that, by gosh, he was going to be the Junior Grand National Champ. He just got passed over down that long back chute. The number 3 machine. That's a pole setter. Joey Rodriguez, Tampa, Florida entry.
So here we go now. We're going through the past the start and finish line. And it's Rodriguez, Salvatore, or Joey Rodriguez, and Noto is running second at the moment.
Salvatore running third, the 46th.
Salvatore, the second qualifier, is running in the third position. So there you have the top 3. Again, Rodriguez, Noto, and Salvatore.
There's young Noto, the camera on him there. I just can't say enough about what a great little driver he is. He's got very well prepared equipment, and he has the mind to go with it. Your third and fourth runners, and a pass being taken, almost, not quite. These are only 80 cc's in the McCulloch class, or as you pointed out, the 100cc Yamaha, which has a restrictor and the carburetor, so that they'll all run basically together. The lead machine is really pulled out there now.
We've got a big move on here by number 8, Jessie Samples, out of Fort Mill, South Carolina. He has moved into the 4th position, and he is challenging the third place driver at the moment. We're looking at the leaders here.
Third and fourth running there. Now you got that long back shot.
Rodriguez is quite a lead over the field.
1,000 foot down that long back chute for these little engines, these little drivers.
All right, they're going past the Monza through the corners. Here's your second place cards. Number 28, Noto. 46, Salvatore, still running third. And Samples is still in that 4th position.
You know, they call them rookies, but I hate to hear that, because that to me is, it's just kind of derogatory. They're not rookies when they get behind that wheel and do their thing. They just drive real beautifully.
Well, they're turning a track, Chuck, probably about 3 seconds slower than the adult classes do with the bigger engines. But to them, they're flying, and they're doing a fine job, and they're great little chauffeurs. I've been wondering where the last year's champion is in the race. I haven't caught him yet. I see he's moved up into 6th position at the moment. This is Matt Reed out of Bakersfield. He's running 6th at the moment.
The other thing I like about these young men is when the starter has the driver's meeting with him, he has a separate meeting with them. They always do precisely what he says. He has no problems with them. They're just so neat to work with.
Okay.
Now that's Noto. That's a long-distance shot of the Noto.
He's running in 2nd spot. Rodriguez has got himself a good lead in this race. He's quite a ways ahead. I'd say he's probably 40 feet ahead of the second place car. And Noto second. All right, we still got Noto here. There's a challenge by Salvatore. He's moved past Noto in the Monza. Then he fell back again as Noto held his position.
It's a great race there, second, third, and fourth.
This is a great race for second spot between these three young drivers. It's still Noto holding that second spot with Salvatore and Shapiro running fourth. Shapiro's number 4 entry. Their leader, they're lapping a cart number 27. Sam Rainwhite is being lapped by the leaders. And one thing they have to remember is to move over when that flagman gives them that blue flag.
Notice how closely these young fellas run together. You know, that's wheel to wheel, elbow to elbow, and they keep it awfully close here. Down the back chute, of course, they pick up some drafting there. Even these machines at 215 pounds.
Noto's got his hands full with this Salvatore right behind him here. This Rodriguez and Salvatore, they were on the front row in qualifying, and they're actually run against one a lot here, and they're actually friends. And it's always quite a race when they get into it. But right now, Salvatore would like to get back up behind his buddy who was running in first place. So Noto is holding that second spot, and Salvatore is being challenged by Shapiro, number 8.
Well, another pass taking place there. Sal Noto, the young man we were on there, is from Ozone Park, New York. Here he is right here. Notice how he keeps that head down behind the wheel, keeping as streamlined as he possibly can. He's pulled out quite of a lead there in that particular group. He's got, I'd say, 15
coming down the main chute. Your leader still Rodriguez, number 3. Big lead. Then we have Noto. And I think Salvatore is still running in third place here. Rodriguez is way out in front with Noto.
You can see the rain.
Salvatore's running third. Number 8, Jessie Samples, the boy from Fort Mill, South Carolina, is running fourth, Chuck. That's your top 4 at the moment.
Yeah, time to time you see, here's our lead machine sitting out way out there. Joey Rodriguez, he owns this track, basically, the way he handles it. Really doing a job. He's so smooth. I talked to this young man and the one that sat opposite him there, Michael Salvatore, great friends. And they just said that, hey, you know, we put on a good show. Now these are, this little guy's 9 years old. White flag coming up, indicating 1 lap to go. So your leader.
There's been a big change. Number 19, Derek Burris has got into third spot, and number 1, Matt Reed, has moved into fourth. So Rodriguez is going around through the Monzas. Now our race, ladies and gentlemen, is for this third spot between Burris and Reed. And here they come through the Monza. We got the camera on them here. And this is your third and fourth place carts. Here comes Reed on the outside of Burris. Rodriguez is winning the race. He's coming through the Monza, coming around. Here's your winner, coming around to take the checkered flag.
Joey Rodriguez coming
Here's
for the checkered flag. That's heat number 1.
Here's your second place card. This is Sal Noto. And here's your third place card, number 19, Burris, with Reed, the winner last year, finishing fourth. After 1 heat in the junior rookie class, we've got Rodriguez leading this by 100 points. He ran away with the field here.
sunny skies from Jacksonville, Florida. We're bringing you the second heat of a rain-delayed event of the junior rookie class. Sitting next to me, Gus Trader with the lineups.
All right, starting on a pole position in this event is number 3, Joey Rodriguez. In the 2 spot is number 28, Sal Noto Jr. Starting third is number 19, Derek Burris. And right next to him in 4th is last year's national champion, number 1, Matt Reed. And in the 5th starting position, number 38, Tim Koscher. This is the way they finished the first event yesterday. And now they are starting their second one. And Rodriguez had the fast time, and he also won the first heat. We got to start.
This time Rodriguez got out in front. It looks like he's leading Sal Noto slightly and pulling away with about a 4 or 5 cart length lead. The 19 machine making a pass down through the S's here, moving very, very strong. Derek Burris from Fountain Valley, California. These young men could really handle this track, and this local boy who holds the track record and is a fine driver, Rodriguez, has moved out. Joey Rodriguez really pulled away. Camera's on him right now.
There is a reason why he had fast time, or had pole position, because he definitely is faster than the rest of the pack, and he's moved out to quite a lead. And running second is this young Burris from California, number 19. He comes from a great karting family, and this family is heavily involved in manufacturing and racing, and very much a dedicated family to the sport. And we have Rodriguez leading here.
I noticed young Sal Noto dropped back to 4th, or I shouldn't say drop back, he was passed. He did a fine job in that first heat. These are 80cc engines, basically. There are some 100s with carburetor restriction, 9 to 12 years of age, and just a tremendous lead by young Joey Rodriguez.
I noticed that young Matt Reed, the last year's champion, has moved into the 3rd position, Chuck. And, you know, these boys ran yesterday, and they were given no practice time this morning because of the rules of racing. And there's some little things, weather could affect their carburation tuning, and there could be some problems out there that they're not aware of until they get on the track.
Well, that's very true. If you don't have an opportunity to go out and check out your carburation or your engine early morning, as this is, you're in a kind of an awkward position. But they all seem to be running in pretty good shape, and they've lengthened it out now. Here's a pass being made, 2 men getting by down there in that back chute. Look at this shot here. A Diamond V breaks back into a single formation, and they go into that Monza out of that first turn.
Here's young Burris leading for 2nd place. Number 8, Jessie Samples Jr. has moved from 6th up into 3rd now, and he seems to be running very strong, Chuck.
Yeah, he's come back. You know, between the 1st and 2nd heats, they're able to make a gear change or possibly a little bit of a carburation change. They're able to see what their opposition's doing.
But your race is for 2nd place, and you see young Burris here, number 19, leading, or is in the 2nd spot, but there is a race for 3rd, and Reed, number 1, is really pressuring the Samples entry, and he got back into the 3rd spot behind Burris here.
That's right. He's a defending champion.
Right.
The number 1 indicating that. California boy, very good driver. It looks like he can make that move anytime he wants to, the way he's handling that cart. These are great young chauffeurs. I just really enjoy them. 9 to 12 years of age, but, you know, in their ability, they're 35 years of age.
Well, this is the big thing. Can you imagine when you were a 9 or 10-year-old boy getting a chance to race in a national championship?
Gus, I can't remember that far back. There's a pass.
Here comes Burris, still leading in holding that 2nd spot. Rodriguez is way out in front. But your race, ladies and gentlemen, is for the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th spots. And this is where the winning is. This is where they award trophies up through the 5 spot. And most of your awards are made in these 5 places.
There's considerably more skill necessary to drive in that 4-pack than there is to be way out in front. And if you watch these little guys make their moves, you realize that the elbow-to-elbow, wheel-to-wheel action is taking place. They're very sharp, they're very quick, and they really handle it just beautifully. I
see Burris has moved about 2 cart lengths ahead of Reed now, and here comes Samples again, making a move on Reed. He did get by him, and we got a 4 coming down here, drafting beautiful, making a pass right at the end, and there's a couple bump wheels. They didn't lose a spot. I think Samples did lose 1 spot.
get that close, it's going to happen once in a while.
Here is your race for third spot, or second and third spots right now, and it is your number 19, Burris.
He's looking around, too. He wants to know. He can hear that engine behind him. He wants to know how close he is. That's a great race right there.
Here they come through the Monza. Here's Rodriguez way out in front, just going by the start and finish line. But here comes 19 and number 8, Samples. They're running second and third. They're following a kart through the switchbacks. Some of them lapping, but now they're back out there in the open. They'll be passing this slower kart here right as soon as they get through these Monzas. They don't want to make any boo-boo hooking a wheel of a slower kart, which just sometimes happens. They're supposed to pull over, but the flagman has not seen him, and he has not been able to get to the blue flag to give him the signal that he's being lapped.
They may be coming around for the white this trip.
19 and number 8, Samples. Burris and Samples 2 and 3. Rodriguez is still holding that good lead, but I think he's going down some.
They've got 5 rights and 5 lefts here, and it requires quite a bit of negotiating until they get back on that 1,000-foot back straight.
They're still trying to get around that number 13 slower kart, but he's been holding them back here for about a lap. Now here they come down that chute. Here comes 8, Samples, but he can't get around Burris. So we still have Rodriguez, number 3, leading. Here's a white flag on him, and here he comes. He's on his final lap. He will have no trouble winning this if he continues to stay running.
That's right. He's got a half a mile to go yet, but and we've seen things like that happen, but he appears to be very well set up, and here's the lead machine. This is Joey Rodriguez from Miami, Florida. A local boy in this state of Florida who holds the track record and is a fine, fine driver.
Here's your race for second, Chuck. It's Burris and Samples, and Burris is holding him off down that straightaway. There comes Rodriguez, your winner, down the street into the Monza, coming around to get the checkered flag. But your race, watch this finish for second here. Here comes Rodriguez, your winner. Here is the race for second, and it is Burris winning by about a half a kart length in a great race between these 2 young drivers. So Rodriguez, number 3, was the winner, with number 19, Burris, second, and third was Jessie Samples. After 2 heats in this junior rookie class, Rodriguez leads with 800 points, with Burris now taking over second spot from Noto with 525 points.
Third heat of the junior rookie class, Gus, coming up here. These fine young Chargers are lined up, and who have you got sitting up there?
Well, we've had a restart. On the pole is Rodriguez, who won the first 2 heats. That's his Joey, number 3. In the second position is number 19. This is Derek Burris, who came from way back to take the second spot in the last heat. Starting third is number 8, young Jessie Samples. In the fourth position, number 1, last year's national champion Matt Reed. And in fifth is number 38, Tim Koscher.
We got to start again, Gus. Let's see how they get into this time. They look real good. One man coming up around the outside, but he made it through very clear. Everybody is through in good shape.
Well, Rodriguez is moving out again as he has in the first heat. The big race here is for the second, third, and fourth spot. And Burris has got the second spot. He is a number 19 entry, and he's done a fine job to work up where he's at. Rodriguez just seems to have way too much for the rest of these drivers in this class. He's got it all figured out here. He's tuned perfectly. He's a great little driver. And
Burris attempting to make a pass in that second slot down the back chute, and that's the one where they really get rolling. He's got it, too. He's moved up into second over the 19 entry of, that is, no, I'm sorry.
Burris.
Yes, he has. Yes, he's got it.
Burris has been passed by Matt Reed. Matt Reed is your number 2 man at the moment, but Burris is running third. So you got Rodriguez, number 3, then Matt Reed, last year's national champion in 2 position, and then young Derek Burris, number 19. This is the way they are in the first 3. And they're probably about 8 kart lengths behind the leader at the moment. This is, Reed and Burris. But Reed has come quite a ways to move up to where he's at, Chuck.
He sure has. These engines are only 5 horsepower stock, and of course the father tunes them a little bit, but they have to be stock. Have no modification whatsoever. Good race there for third and fourth, off in the grass slightly, but still holding his position.
Burris has slowed up someone. He is now back and forth as Samples has taken over the third position. Samples, the number 8 entry. He finished third in the last heat, and he's now moved himself back up into the third position and right behind Reed, number 1. And it's a good race. These little drivers are great little chauffeurs. And boy, this is the start of their racing career in this rookie class. You got to start somewhere.
Look at this drafting to see if he can get by, and looking back to see that he's not crowding anybody else in the course. And there they come 3 abreast. Let's see what's going to happen, because when you come into that Monza, you've got to be in the right position. Well, they made it through in good shape. Pulling way out front, Joey Rodriguez, followed by Matt Reed.
Well, there's Jessie Samples who's sitting in the third position. He's number 8. They're going through the S's here, back on the east end of the track, coming around, and Rodriguez just has got too much for these other drivers as he's increasing the lead every lap.
Well, Rodriguez has got 2 firsts, so he's pretty well assured of a national championship in this class. Isn't that correct?
Only way he can lose this is if he has problems. He can go back. If he would finish third, he still would win it.
He looks real strong. He just...
Okay, now they're strung out here a little bit in this race. There is some passing and lapping here on the cars.
Excuse me, Gus. Number 1, Reed is dropping way back. They just passed him. There are 5 cars past him. Got a problem.
So Reed has got a problem, so we got to change in the lineup here. And as soon as we get this lineup straight, I'll give you how they give the points to win these national championships and how many points to get each heat. But Rodriguez is coasting along in first, and we've had some changes in the second, third, and fourth spots. And at the Samples was in third, and Burris was back and forth. Here's your leader, number 3, 19. Burris is back in second, and 28 is
Sal Noto.
Sal Noto has moved up into third. Sal was running real good in the first race here yesterday, and then in the first heat today he dropped back, but now he's back up in the third, and he could challenge for the overall second place. Now, the way they score this, if you win a heat, you get 400 points. If you get a second, you get 300. If you get a third, you get 225. Fourth place is 169, and down the line. So Rodriguez has already got 2 firsts, so he's got 800 points. In second position would be Burris, who has a second and a third, and he's riding along with 525 points. If he can get another second or third, he can win second place overall. But Noto has moved into second, and Burris is now back in third.
Well, Noto's pulling away from that pack of about 8 carts that is following Burris there. Noto, he's a real little charger and a very intelligent young man. If he's got the equipment, he'll put it up there. He doesn't seem to have quite what Rodriguez has. But, you know, yesterday he led for, what, 1 lap or so?
Right.
Shot out in the lead, did a beautiful job. And he was right up there in contention in the second heat today. But, you know, from race to race, maybe they do a little tuning. And coming down that back chute, that's some kind of a show. And they go in there with these 80cc engines and the 100cc engines restricted. Probably, what, 65, 70 miles an hour in that area?
Number 38, Tim Koscher, is really pushing Burris for the third position. Now, if Burris drops back another spot, this is going to knock him out of the second place overall. As we know that as long as Rodriguez is running, he is going to win this. And we're going to have to watch this race for second, third, and fourth spots. And Noto has moved into a very commanding second place lead. But our race now is for third and fourth. And
that's Noto and Burris there having a good battle now. Burris has caught up to Noto.
right there, it still isn't over that Noto's got second place wrapped up in this heat. As long as Burris stays in third, he's going to win a second place overall with the points that accumulated because of the first 2 heats.
Seems to me they were running like this in the last heat, and Burris got around him with a spurt of horsepower out there.
Noto had problems in the second. He finished way down in 9th, so he did not get many points. But if he can get 2 seconds, that's going to put him in a commanding at least a third place for those days.
All right, here's Burris down to back chute drafting, trying to slingshot by.
Here they come.
I don't think he's going to make it.
He's alongside of him.
Yes,
he's alongside of him.
Noto makes a feint, fakes him out, and hangs onto that spot. He just flicked his wheels slightly as if to say, I'm coming in. Burris tapped his brake, and then Noto had it. So.
Matt Reed has worked his way back up into 4th position, and now he is challenging Burris. So what a race we've got in this rookie class.
That's unreal, because he didn't have a possibility there a few minutes ago.
And we are on the white flag, Chuck. We're in the final lap, and watch this finish for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th place cart.
Yeah, that's the big one, because the first place is pretty well sewed up, but there's a tremendous battle going on for the other 4 places of gold.
And here they come into the end of the straightaway.
Samples moving wide, backs off.
They're coming to Noto, still holding that 2nd spot. Burris 3rd. Here they come into the checkered flag. Here's your finish.
There's
It could be a pass.
18 moves in there.
18 just knocked Burris out of that 3rd spot, possibly 2nd spot. And 18 was this young driver. Number 3 is Joey Rodriguez, your national champion in this class. He won all 3 heats going away. And this boy has never won the Nationals. He's never been in contention. And he did finish the 3rd spot, winning it very easily. It was no race for him after he got out in the lead. Noto gave him a little trouble in the first race, but after that, it was all Rodriguez, and we have a national champion, Joey Rodriguez. The 2nd and 3rd spots will have to be determined how they finish this last heat, Chuck. So there it is. We will give you the results later.
Beautiful race.
The champions in the junior rookie class. The Grand National champion is Joey Rodriguez with 1,200 points, a perfect score, winning out over Burris, who was a distant 2nd.
There you have it, another International Karting Federation Grand National Championship. Gus?
And watch for more IKF karting events on ESPN.
Chuck Hammond for Gus Trader. Happy karting.
Cameras given a lift by Clark Lift. Promotional consideration given to North Florida Clark Lift Incorporated.